Question of the day. Why don't predators just eat rabbits? I mean, they're slow and stupid, right? Well, not so fast. While it is true that rabbits are prey animals who spend a lot of time running from predators, they're actually pretty good at what they do. Hi, I'm here to answer all your burning science questions. And today we're talking about how rabbits get away with being so darn fluffy. Rabbits are small, furry mammals that typically weigh somewhere between 1 and 5 pounds. They have short, stout legs and disproportionately large heads. And they tend to be social animals who hang out in groups called colonies, or groups of up to several dozen individuals. We're talking 3 feet in the air, which is almost twice their height. And it's thanks to their long, powerful hind legs and feet. In other words, they're fast and fragile, which makes them kind of hard to catch. It's kind of like trying to catch a greased pig in a potato sack race. Maybe not the best strategy. So next time you're out and about, keep an eye out for speedy rabbits and appreciate their fluffy glory. And remember, don't be fooled by their fluffy butts. They might look cute, but they're actually pretty speedy. Kind of like how NBA players have really long legs and feet, except in the case of rabbits, it's for running and jumping rather than slam dunking. Plus, they also have a special adaptation in their feet called a flexor retinaculum, which basically acts like a rubber band to store and release energy for jumping. When the rabbit lands on the ground, this structure in their feet gets stretched out and then recoils, helping them jump higher. Also, their ankle bones are shaped in a way that allows for more range of motion, which contributes to their jumping ability. And they've got some serious leg muscles too. The rectus femoris muscle in their thighs can contract at nearly twice the rate of a human sprinter's leg muscles. Basically, everything about their legs and feet helps them launch themselves into the air like a furry little kangaroo. First off, let's talk about their speed. While it may seem like rabbits are slow and clumsy, they can actually run at speeds up to 45 miles per hour and cover distances of up to 30 feet in a single bound. Well, if you want to learn about that, I've got a whole video about it over at our sister channel, so go check it out. Their speed isn't consistent, though. It depends on a few factors, including age, sex, and motivation. Does, or female rabbits, tend to be faster than the bucks, or male rabbits, and young rabbits are faster than older ones. And rabbits living in areas with lots of predators tend to be faster than those without. In other words, speed is something that's subject to natural selection. If you live in a place with speedy predators, you better be able to run like the wind or become dinner. So if you see a rabbit and think, wow, that thing's fast, well, it's because its ancestors used to be really, really fast. But it doesn't stop there. Now, depending on the species, they can be found across the globe, from the Arctic Circle to the Sahara Desert. But no matter where you find them, rabbits are still vulnerable to a litany of predators, including coyotes, foxes, wolves, birds of prey, and humans. So they've evolved a bunch of adaptations to help them escape. And while their fluffy butts might seem like an obvious advantage, there are other less obvious things going on too. While most people think of rabbits as speedy, long-distance runners, they actually get most of their exercise from short bursts of activity followed by lots of resting. For example, one study found that out of every hour of activity, wild rabbits only spent 10 minutes actually running. The rest of the time was spent on more leisurely activities like eating, grooming, or just hanging out. These periods of high-intensity activity are called free runs, and they can last anywhere from 2 to 6 minutes. During these bouts, a rabbit's energy expenditure skyrockets to around 100 times its resting metabolic rate. That's about the same as a human sprinting up a flight of stairs. After expending all that energy, the rabbit's heart rate stays elevated for up to 15 minutes before returning to normal. And while that might sound like a long time to be out of breath, it's actually pretty efficient in terms of energy use. In general, animals that expend a lot of energy during short bursts of activity have lower resting metabolic rates, which means they need less food to function. This is probably an adaptation to help them survive in environments where food is scarce. But perhaps the most amazing thing about rabbits is their ability to jump really, really high. While rabbits might seem slow and stupid, they're actually pretty quick and nimble. Those cute little feet can move way faster than you think. Speaking of cute animals, did you know that there's a fossil mammal from Wyoming that looks a lot like a rabbit, but it's actually more closely related to a whale? And thank you for watching this video. We'll see you next time.